ODNR RICS training, changing organization type. This video is informational in nature. It is not meant to be a step-by-step video. RICS is intentionally designed to be user-friendly. Required fields are identified by asterisks. You will not be able to go to the next step until all required fields are populated. Instruction pages are included along with instructional information throughout the steps. If you have any questions about the changing organization type process, you can contact the division either by phone or email. When your organization was first created in RICS, it had an entity type assigned. If your organization changes types, then someone in the organization must request a change to the new organization type. An example of this would be changing from a limited liability company, LLC, to a limited liability partnership, LLP. It is important to prepare in advance for this request. Only certain users can make this request. Before the request begins, RICS will identify the documentation you will need to complete this process. Because RICS does not save your progress during this request, you must be ready to complete this in a single sitting. The documentation needed to submit this request can be uploaded as electronic documents or delivered as hard copies. If you are planning to upload the documents, they should all be on your computer, preferably in portable document format, PDF. You begin the process by hovering over Organization and clicking on Request to Change Organization Type. It is important that you read through the instructions as they tell you what you need to have to complete this request. If your organization is one of the entity types at the bottom of this screen, you will need a valid Ohio Secretary of State ID. Note that instructions remind you this application must be done in one session and that incomplete requests will not be saved. After you have read the instructions, you are required to acknowledge that you have read and understand the instructions. The entity type that you are selecting at this screen is the entity type your organization has changed to, not what it currently is in RICS. Since you are changing an existing organization entity type, you should have a current owner number in RICS. Once you have entered the number, click the Look Up Owner Number button. This will fill in some of the information below. You must scroll through the screen, making sure that all required entries have been made before being able to continue. If documentation is required for your organization, RICS will prompt you to upload or deliver it. You are also required to verify that the certificate you are supplying is the most up-to-date. Because you are effectively creating a new organization, you must provide a primary contact even though your former organization already had one. Fill in the required fields and continue. You can assign multiple contact types for your primary contact. RICS will inform you if a contact type like statutory agent is required. If your organization is doing business as another name, you must include that information in your submission. Your organization must have at least one emergency contact. At this screen, you will be able to enter emergency contacts one at a time. At the bottom of the screen, you will see the option to add additional emergency contacts. At the summary screen, you have a last chance to review your submission prior to continuing. If you need to make changes, click on the Edit link. Otherwise, continue with the submission. At the signature page, you will be able to choose the way that you want the division to contact you. To continue, you will also have to provide an electronic signature in the form of typing your name and acknowledging that this represents your signature. Before submitting, RICS reminds you that your request will only be made final when the required documents are received and approved by the division. RICS confirms that your submission has been received. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. For more help videos and documents, visit these locations.